قال halal Yahweh Bashem Hamashak Yahweh Shai Bashem Kadash. I pray to Lord of Israel Yahweh and His only begotten Son Hamashak Yahweh Shai and His Holy Spirit Kadash. I pray to Lord of Israel Amen. Obviously, I made in my previous videos that as a chosen one and as a people who believe in God in general, they shouldn't be taking matters to their own hands and instead allow God to take matters to His own hands on your behalf especially on behalf of you, the chosen one, against our big and small enemies. Because if you fight against our enemies physically, you will get fined and ticketed, you will lose a tooth, you will lose an eye, you will lose a body part, and you will get arrested, right? Because they can say that you're the attacker, even though they want you to attack them. So when you approach them, they can say, you want to attack us. And when they attack you, they can claim this is a self-defense. And you just approach them to come and talk to them, okay? So they can make you feel victim, so you take revenge. And by the time you approach them, they can get you to feel victim, so you take your anger against yourself or against your loved ones or against them by taking revenge. And by the time you go and approach them, they can make you feel guilty, so you will allow them to abuse you for the second time all over again. So you'll allow them to abuse you all over again for the second time. Plus you're gonna go fined and ticketed, you're gonna lose the body parts, and you're gonna get arrested, and they're going to force you to allow them to abuse you all over again for the second time, because they can make you feel guilty. But now, so they say they abuse you, and when you go home, they can make you feel victim. So you become angry against yourself, against your loved ones, against people who you love, or against them. But when you go and fight against them, take revenge against them, they can make you feel victim. And by the time you approach them, they can make you feel guilty. So you'll allow them to abuse you all over again for the second time when you approach them, and they can claim this is a self-defense, but really they're attacking you all over again for the second time, and you lose a body part, you lose a tooth, an eye, an arm, whatever, and then you will get fined and you'll get arrested and you'll get ticketed. So don't take matters to your own hands, okay? But lots of people, they mistake that God, if we're going to pray to God, God's only going to torture the demons and the evil spirits spiritually. That's true, but here's the thing. When you go and fight by your own will, when you want to take matters to your own hands and want to go and fight against the witches and warlocks, what's going to happen is, let's say you're going to hurt them physically, okay, but it's going to be nothing in comparison how God will hurt the witches and warlocks. Because God will take revenge on your behalf and God will bring justice on your behalf against the witches and warlocks by 200% plus, by double, okay? And not only that, if you go and abuse them and take revenge, God is going to bring justice on your behalf against the witches and warlocks by less than 200%. But if you don't do anything about it and you just pray to the Lord instead, God will take justice on your behalf against the witches and warlocks, against the evil people, by 200% plus. But if you do something about it, and let's say you beat the narcissist and the psychopath and the sociopath, and you beat the witch and warlock up, and you don't get arrested, you don't get ticketed, nothing happens to you except you beating the narcissist, like the witch and warlock, God will take revenge on your behalf against the witch and warlock by like 75, 125, 150, 50, 25, 175%, but never by 200% or plus, or more than 200%. So when you go take matters to your own hands, you only can hurt the narcissist physically, or like the witch and warlock physically. But when you pray to God, God will hurt the narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths, witches and warlocks physically, against them physically, and then He will hurt them also spiritually against their demons and against their evil spirits, against their Jezebel and Lucifer evil spirits, and then He will hurt their demonic spirits spiritually, okay? And then He will hurt the witches and warlocks. So He will hurt the demons and the evil spirits who control the witches and warlocks spiritually and physically, and then He will hurt the witches and warlocks who are the narcissist witches and warlocks. He will hurt them both spiritually, while they are in the spiritual realms, when they astral project. So He will hurt them spiritually while they are in the spiritual realms when they astral project, and then He will hurt them spiritually while they are in the physical realms, and then He will hurt them physically while they are in the physical realms. Okay, so He will hurt them, generally speaking, spiritually against their demons, and then He will hurt them physically against the narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths by God appearing physically to the witch and warlock by manifesting from the spiritual and physical realms, and then and then curse the witch and warlock physically. Okay, so God will literally appear physically to the witch and warlock by manifesting from the spiritual to the physical realms, and then he will abuse the witch and warlock physically by 200% plus. But if you take matters to your own hands, and let's say you pray to God, God will only take revenge by like 100%, 125, 75, 50, 150%, 175%, 25%, but never by 200% plus, 200% or more. Okay? So God will literally attack and curse the narcissistic witches and warlocks spiritually against their demons and their evil spirits, and then he will hurt them physically against them physically by God appearing physically to the witches and warlocks, and then he will manifest from the spiritual to the physical realms, and then he will hurt the narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic witches and warlocks physically as well too by appearing physically to the witches and warlocks, and by manifesting from the spiritual to the physical realms, because God can manifest from the spiritual to the physical realms and bless whomever he want to bless and curse whomever he want to curse. Of course, as the chosen ones, we have the power to make someone's life into a living hell by cursing them, or we can make someone's life into a living heaven by blessing them. And when we do that, God will appear physically by manifesting from the spiritual to the physical realms and bless whomever we want to bless and curse whomever we want to curse. Obviously, we're going to curse the witches and warlocks, and we're going to bless the victims of the witches and warlocks, and we're going to bless the good people in general, who are the codependents, empathic, narcissists, and empaths. We bless, and the animals and the nations, we bless those type of people and those type of persons, and we curse the narcissistic, psychopathic, and sociopathic witches and warlocks. We curse them, and we curse their demons and their evil spirits by torturing them and cursing them, not by our own will, but by the will of Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. Okay, we never take matters to our own hands, but we allow God to send his angels to take matters to their own hands on our behalf of against the narcissistic and psychopathic and sociopathic witches and warlocks. So, Kal Halal Yahweh Bashim, Hamashak Yahweh Shai Bashim, Rikakadash, I pray to Lord of Israel, Aman, and the all the mightiest of the almighty name of my and everyone's ultimate only one master, superior, supreme, emperor, Lord, leader, and true God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the righteous and original / foreigner, real Hebrews, Israelite, Jews, kings and queens, royals, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Hamashak Yahweh Shai, and his Holy Spirit, Rakakadash, I pray to Lord of Israel, Yahweh Bashim, Hamashak Yahweh Shai Bashim, Rakakadash, I pray to Lord of Israel, Amen. Shalom. Kal Halal Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim Kakadash, I pray to Lord of Israel, Amen. Shalom.